She was my best friend's fiancée. But I couldn't let her go. I'd always believed loyalty was simple, until she walked into my life. Her name was Clara. She wasn't just beautiful, she had the kind of grace that filled a room without saying a word. And she was engaged, to Ethan, my best friend since childhood. When Ethan first introduced her, I shook her hand and smiled the way a best man is supposed to. But the second our eyes met, something deep inside me shifted. It wasn't lust. It was something frighteningly real, a pull I couldn't name and didn't want to admit. It started with small things. She'd call me sometimes when Ethan forgot to show up for dinner or got too busy with work. We'd talk about music, books, travel, the sort of things couples are supposed to talk about. And the more we talked, the more I saw how lonely she was in a relationship that looked perfect from the outside. Ethan adored her, in his own careless way. He loved grand gestures, not small moments. He was the guy who brought roses after missing her birthday. I was the one who remembered how she took her coffee, 2 sugars, almond milk, a sprinkle of cinnamon on top. That's how it began. Quietly. Gently. Dangerously. One rainy evening, Ethan called me. "Mate, can you drop by Clara's place? Her car broke down, and I'm stuck in meetings." I told myself I was just helping out. But the truth was, part of me wanted to go. When I arrived, she was standing under the soft drizzle, her white dress soaked through, hair clinging to her face. She smiled when she saw me, that tired but grateful smile that made something ache inside my chest. "Ethan said you'd come," she murmured. "You always do." Inside, she changed into a sweater and jeans while I tried to fix her car. I couldn't. So we sat by the fire instead, drying off and talking. There was music playing low, Fleetwood Mac, Dreams. She tucked her legs beneath her on the couch, eyes tracing the flames. "You ever feel like you're living someone else's life?" she asked softly. I looked at her. "All the time." And before I could stop myself, I reached out, brushing a raindrop from her cheek. She didn't pull away. The air between us tightened, charged, fragile, real. But I did pull away. Because she wasn't mine. That night I couldn't sleep. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her sitting there by the fire, her lips parted as if she wanted to say something but didn't. For weeks, I avoided her. I tried to bury the feeling, tried to remind myself of Ethan, of loyalty. But love, once awakened, doesn't go back to sleep. Then came Ethan's bachelor party. Loud music, too much whiskey, a night that blurred at the edges. Around midnight, he pulled me aside. "You'll look after her, yeah? You're the only one I trust." That sentence nearly broke me. 2 nights later, there was a knock on my door. I opened it to find Clara standing there, trembling, eyes red from crying. "He forgot our dinner again," she whispered. "He forgot our anniversary." I let her in. She walked straight to the balcony and stood there staring at the city lights. I joined her. The wind was cold, but her presence felt warm, intoxicating. "You ever wish you could just run away?" she said. "I wish it every day," I admitted. She turned to face me. And in that moment, everything broke. Her lips met mine, not gently, not slowly, but with the force of every unspoken word between us. My hands found her waist, hers tangled in my hair, and the world dissolved around us. It wasn't wrong and right, it was everything we'd both been starving for. When we finally stopped, breathing hard, she whispered, "We can't." "I know," I said. "But I don't regret it." We spent the night talking, not touching again, but the air was still thick with what had happened. She told me about the cracks in her relationship, the emptiness she felt. I listened, knowing I was becoming part of that crack. Before dawn, she left. The next day, I packed my bags and flew out for a work project abroad, 6 weeks in London. I told Ethan I needed a break. He laughed, said I was too serious. He had no idea what I was running from. London gave me space, but not peace. I'd walk past cafes and see her everywhere, a reflection in the window, a scent in the crowd. I wrote her once, but never sent the letter. I didn't want to ruin her life. Until one night, my phone buzzed. A text. Clara, he called off the wedding. My hand shook. Me, are you okay? Clara, I don't know where to go. I called her instantly. Her voice broke. Ethan had found out about us, not everything, just enough to know she wasn't happy. He'd ended it before she could explain. I booked a flight home that night. When I saw her again, she was sitting in a small cafe, her hair tied up, no makeup, just exhaustion written all over her face. I walked in, and she looked up, eyes tired, but when she saw me, they filled with something like relief. Why are you here? She whispered. Because you called. We talked for hours. About guilt, love, timing. She kept apologizing. I kept telling her she didn't have to. You don't owe me anything, I said finally. But she looked at me, eyes wet. What if I want to? Months passed. The world moved on. Ethan moved to another city. Clara and I didn't rush into anything, we both carried too much damage. But love has its own pace, and somehow, it found its way back. We started meeting as friends again, no promises, just long walks, laughter, and silence that didn't hurt anymore. One evening, as the sun dipped below the skyline, she said, "You know what's strange? I used to think love had to be perfect. And now? Now I think it just has to be real." She smiled then, that same quiet smile from the first day we met. And this time I didn't look away. A year later, we went back to that same cafe. She was in a light blue dress, hair falling over her shoulders, eyes brighter than ever. I'd bought a small ring, not grand, not flashy, just simple and honest. I took her hand. "You once asked if we could ever run away." She laughed softly. "You still want to?" "Not from anything," I said. "Just toward something better." Her eyes filled, and she nodded. "Then take me with you." I slid the ring onto her finger. The world around us blurred again, like that night by the fire, but this time, there was no guilt. Just peace. 2 years later, we were living in a quiet house by the coast. Ethan had married someone else, he even sent us a wedding invite. Life had moved on, as it always does, but sometimes, late at night, I'd lie awake and think about the thin line between wrong and right, the way love can break rules but still make you whole. One evening, Clara sat beside me on the porch, her head resting on my shoulder. The sky was painted gold and pink, waves humming softly below. "Do you ever regret it?" she asked. I kissed her hair. "Not for a second." She smiled, tracing circles on my arm. "Then maybe we did it right, after all." I looked at her, the woman who had once been forbidden, now my everything. The guilt was gone, replaced by something pure, fragile, and endlessly strong. Love had tested us, burned us, reshaped us, but in the end, it had chosen us. And as the sun sank into the sea, I whispered. Some stories don't end happily ever after, they just keep getting better. She lifted her head, kissed me softly, and whispered back. Then let's keep writing ours.